What's going on, everyone? This is Blake, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to be more effective with your time in Messenger and also walk you through the exact process that I follow when diving into Messenger every single day for my business to go in, get multiple sales opportunities booked without spending more than an hour a day in Messenger itself. So if you're new here, be sure to click subscribe below before we dive in so you're not missing out on any future trainings that I drop. And with that said, I will now share my screen as I dive into Messenger, show you the hierarchy, and show you how I go about managing my inbox. All right, so with that said, as we dive in here, first and foremost, I want to walk you through the hierarchy that I follow every single day when I dive into my business Messenger inbox and what I look for when I get started and how I look to spend that time itself. So number one, I block out an hour on my calendar. I like to use Google Calendar to schedule pretty much everything that I do to stay focused on that one particular task at a time. And what I'll do every single day, Monday through Friday at least, I'll block out 1 hour on my calendar for what I like to call a Messenger Power Hour. So this is where I come in and I'm doing the core of my messaging to work to get those sales opportunities booked, pass them to my sales team, whatever it may be. This is the hierarchy that I follow. So number one, I always start with scheduled calls or follow-ups. So I look at my calendar and say, okay, do I have any scheduled calls today that are coming up today or tomorrow that I need to send reminders for to make sure that those people show up to that call itself? And same goes for follow-ups. Do I have any follow-ups noted from previous conversations yesterday of people that I know I need to get back to? That will be first on my list. And I'll show you how I break this down here in a second as I toggle over into my Messenger. After I clear through that first scheduled call as follow-ups, next I'll go into what I like to call a hot list. So these are the people that are closest to the point of booking a call with me or my team. And the easiest way to identify this for me is by using my Messenger CRM. So prior to having this, I used to have to basically either have a notepad or notes on my computer and take notes in terms of who was hot, who was not hot, who was warm, etc. And it was very difficult because I'd be scrolling up and down to find these names and find these people. Now, everything's super easy with the Messenger CRM that I use. Every single name next to the person has a label. And I can basically toggle between and change the label on that person based on the tags that I have set up. So for this, for example, this one's actually an inner circle person. Anybody that's an inner circle is a member of my 6-figure accelerator coaching program. So that's how I know, okay, these people obviously aren't prospects because they're members of my coaching program now. Whereas the other people that I have in here, hot lead, warm lead, these are people that are close to taking that next step with me to discovering how I could help them grow their business. So I have them labeled accordingly. So first and foremost, I'll start with hot lead in my Messenger inbox. And you can see there's one labeled here. But the nice thing about this tool is I can actually click menu, I can click filter, and I can filter by a tag name. So if I want to filter by all the hot leads in my inbox, I'll just go to hot lead, click OK, and it will automatically sort my Messenger just with those people. So that's number 2 on the list. After I go through those responses and get back to those people, share them a booking link or just reply to the conversation itself, I will then go back to my hierarchy and I'll say, okay, next up, time to respond to what I call 2-step comments. So for those of you that don't know what a 2-step post is, let me kind of show you here to illustrate. So whether it be on my profile or in my Facebook group, a 2-step post is basically where it's either longer form or shorter form. This is an example of a shorter form one here, but basically I'm giving something away and I'm asking if somebody wants it. So if somebody comments, there's a call to action associated with the post. So either comment me below if you want access to this free training that I dropped, comment buyer down below, or comment leads down below if you want access to this buyer leads cheat sheet. Whatever the post is I'm giving away, I'll see if I can find a couple other longer form examples to show you. So imagine I hand you a sales cheat sheet. This breaks down this whole post here. We'll go to the end and you'll notice, so this starts out with a compelling headline. It goes into an intro that's compelling, goes into a body breaking down breakthroughs that I've made and what new things that I've discovered in terms of making this process easier for me and how I'm giving away a free resource around this to help my followers and my fans. And my followers and my fans, those that want it and want access to this free thing that I'm giving away, all they have to do is comment buyer leads below. So there's a second step to the post, and that second step is just a simple call to action to get them to comment and raise their hand and say, hey, I'm interested in the free thing that you're giving away. So this is an example of a two-step post. You'll see many people came in here, commented buyer leads as they were interested in the free resource or the free training. So in my messenger hierarchy, my next step in the process is to go and ask myself, did I put out a two-step post or a lead gen post yesterday? If so, then I'm going to go in and reply to those comments and start messaging those people to speak to them before giving away that free resource to see if they want to jump on a call with myself or my team to see how I can help them in growing their business. So that's number 3 on the list. Those are the core first 3 because at the end of the day, those people are the warmest and hottest people and closest to taking that next step and turning it into a sales opportunity itself. So that's why I always start with that. Most of you, especially if you're watching and you're using Facebook organic for your business right now, most people tend to start with the opposite. They start with the cold outreach with people that don't know them, don't like them, don't trust them yet. And it's honestly kind of pointless to do so because you're basically working in the wrong direction. Because at the end of the day, it's going to take longer for those cold people, the people that are just getting to know you, to take that next step with you and to book a call with you. So you might as well spend your energy in the most efficient way possible and focus on the warmest people in your list that trust you and are ready to take that next step. That will be the easiest way to generate those quick wins and get those sales opportunities booked. So if I go through my first 3 and I am 45 minutes in and only have 15 minutes to go, I don't really do any cold outreach anymore because most of my leads come directly from my content. I don't have to worry about that. That's why it's last on my list. So what I'll do from here is just go back and circle back to any unread messages that I want to get back to. I'll do some longer term follow-ups. If I have follow-ups notated on my calendar from a month ago to follow up with people, I'll go to that next. And then from there, I'll start doing what's called warm outreach if there still is time within that hour. So warm outreach could be as simple as someone that liked my post or commented on my post that I've never connected with before, that I know they're familiar with my content, they're engaging with my stuff, and they're starting to get to know me a little bit, but I haven't connected with them personally in Messenger yet. So that's what I would like to call warm outreach, and that's what I would do if it got to that point in the process. But like I said, for me, it's usually these first 3 that are the most important ones. Everything else beyond that is kind of a bonus. So I put most of my energy and focus towards these first 3. And then if there's time left, I work towards these final ones. So that's the hierarchy that I follow in Messenger itself during that hour window to get multiple sales opportunities booked for my business. This same hierarchy, I've followed this for a large amount of time now. It's done very, very well for me. Built a 6-figure business leveraging Facebook Messenger, Facebook Organic, and Facebook groups last year through this hierarchy. And continue to use it just because it's effective and works very well. And it's a great way to spend your time when using Messenger for your business. The way that I like to look at sales opportunities in Messenger and actually going out and offering those opportunities and getting those bookings to come in or presenting those offers in Messenger itself is the priority. So like I just talked about here, your number 1 priority is inbound leads in your hot list, because the 2 beliefs are covered. So I want to talk a little bit about these 2 beliefs. What I mean by 2 beliefs is the fact that if you're speaking to someone and they're showing you that they're struggling with a certain area in their business, and they're also showing you signs that you may be able to help them with that, you have the right to extend an offer to book a call with you because they're showing you that, hey, they somewhat trust you and they have a problem. So some people struggle with, when can I step into a Messenger conversation and offer the opportunity to book a call with me? And my response to that always is, look for those 2 beliefs. If the 2 beliefs are covered, if they're showing you that they need help, if they're showing you that you may be able to help them, step in and present that offer to book a call with you, because you won't know until you actually ask. Outside of that number 1 priority, next up, like I talked about, it's the 2-step or lead gen post, offer post is noted here, or the highly engaged people that you haven't connected with. And then lastly on your list should always be the low level engaged, the people that aren't engaging much, maybe just starting to, or the people that you haven't even connected with yet in Messenger, and that's what's called cold outreach. Remember, Your time is best spent towards the warm, hot people, not the cold people. So put your focus towards them. It's going to be the easiest way to create those sales opportunities and quick wins. So circling back to the Messenger CRM here, I want to show you a little bit more about what this tool can do. So I've showed you how you can sort by any tag that you have in your list. Really nice feature to have. Let's say it's a masterclass, whatever event is that you're hosting, and you have 10 people tagged under this masterclass that you're hosting because they were interested in it or they purchased it. You can actually send a broadcast message that will trickle out in your inbox just to those people with that tag and let them know that, hey, the masterclass kicks off today. If you want to grab a spot in it before it kicks off and before registration closes, click here to do so. Or if they already purchased the masterclass, you can send them a reminder, hey, masterclass is kicking off in 2 hours. Be sure to join the Zoom call here if you want to check it out as someone that purchased it. Broadcast can be used in a variety of ways. You can use it for follow-up. You can use it for applications like I just talked about there, where there's an event going on that you want to send a reminder for. It's just a really nice feature to have that you're able to, at the click of a button, send a broadcast out to multiple people in your Messenger inbox without having to do it manually one by one. The next cool thing that you can do in this tool is removing inactive friends with it. I've showed you my preferred friend removing tool in a previous video, which I can link. I'll have pop up on the screen here for you to see. But outside of that video, you can also remove friends with this tool as well. So if you're reaching out to a bunch of people in Messenger and you can set up a separate tag, which I like to call holding. And this is for, let's say you just reached out to this person on a cold outreach message. You can move them to holding right after you send that outreach message. And if they don't reply within 3 days, you can come into your CRM and you can say, I want to remove any of my friends that have the holding tag. So this is basically clearing out the people that are unresponsive, that you don't want in your Messenger inbox because they're not active. So it's a good way to do that. Next up, I will show you a few other features. So let's say I'm talking to this Michael Moss here and he didn't reply to me and I just sent him my booking link to book a call with me and he hasn't opened the message yet, but I want to make sure that he sees it and he books that call. So I want to follow up with him in 1 day if he didn't do that. So what I can do here at the bottom, you'll see this Google Calendar notification or this emblem. I can click this and it'll automatically do an event on my Google Calendar that says reminder to reach out to Michael Moss, and it will include his link to his profile so I can have easy access to it and see it directly on my calendar. So I can choose the time. Let's say I want to follow up with him tomorrow at 3 p.m. I can change to 3 p.m., add to calendar, and it will automatically pull up and log me in there. So calendar reminders are really, really nice for follow-up because especially if you're having multiple conversations going on, it's easy to let someone slip down below and slip through the cracks. So if you can send a reminder for yourself in your calendar, you're ensuring that you're actually going to get back to that person without forgetting about it. The next cool feature is based on the tags that you have. You'll see here, whatever tag you create, let's say you create a new tag called hot lead. And these are for the people, I already have a tag named that, so we'll call it hot lead 2. These are for the people that are obviously closest towards that sales opportunity itself. So if you create this new tag, you can come in here and you can actually create message templates. So you could put in here, you can say, here's the link. Let me know when you get a time picked. And I could insert, I don't have my link here, but I'll just put this here for now. Basically, you could save a message template that already has your booking link in it, so you don't have to go and find that and share it. You're able to grab and go with this template once you add this in. So you can click add, and this template will now be saved for this person or for this tag itself. So for example, if I switch this person to, just search up here. You can go down here at the bottom to templates, and all of your templates that you have saved in here will be right there for you to grab and go and send. So super easy to do. Looking forward to speaking, then I'll touch base with you prior to get you the link for the call. You can edit it beforehand, you can tailor it with their first name, you can do whatever you want with it, but the nice thing is, especially if you use certain scripting within your Messenger conversations, you can save that entire script into one tag and you can have it to grab and go in every Messenger conversation that you have. So lastly, I'll show you the notes feature. So within the notes at the bottom here, there is a feature where you can export to a Excel sheet, which is nice. You can take their information, you can put it in a note and say, interested in six-figure accelerator, whatever that note is, and you can export it there to a sheet. You can also save notes next to their name. So like this guy, he's planning to buy my course, so I could say interested in buying 6FA course, is struggling to generate leads. So when I circle back to this conversation to do a reply and I'm wondering what we talked about before, if there's a particular thing that I want to remember, I can always pull up their notes and see that really quickly. And you'll see it right over the note there, and it's going to pull that up. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little bit more clear. So you can save notes for each individual person, which is really, really nice. So without going into all the bells and whistles of this tool, just wanted to give you a walkthrough on how I use this to be more effective with my time in Messenger, and ultimately the hierarchy behind my hour-long process in Messenger. So I'm not spending too much time in here, because it can very easily be a time suck where in many instances you're focusing on cold outreach, working to generate sales opportunities, and you're not really making much happen. So it's important to have a clear, focused intention on how you're spending your time when you go into Messenger, so you're not spending all day in there. And then the more organized you can be, the more efficient you can be with that time itself. So again, if you want access to this CRM tool, this will be linked below the video here for you to grab access. I'll incorporate a special discount just for you guys here on YouTube to take advantage of that for those that want to check it out. And lastly, for those that aren't subscribed to the channel, be sure to click the subscribe button below. And if you got value from this video, give me the thumbs up below and let me know. And with that said, I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.